Hello and welcome or welcome back to Daily Glow. We have a different reading for today. I've never tried to do this before, but we're going to just focus on the physical aspects of your future spouse. What does your future spouse look like? So bear with me. I'm going to try to do this. Yeah, I've never focused on this before, so this is going to be a shorter reading. So with that in mind, you have 5 different piles to choose from today. Okay, you have the Magus. Now, this is from the Yuletide Tarot. Okay, all these significator cards. So pile 1, you have the Magus, that's the Magician. And you have the yellow Jade. Okay, so if there's a pile that you're drawn to, then you can go ahead and jump ahead to your reading. Okay, I'm going to introduce them. Pile 2, you have Father Christmas. This is the Hermit card in this tarot deck. And pile 2, you have chocolate calcite as your crystal. And I will describe these crystals as part of the reading in your pile, okay? Pile 3, you have Sinterklaas. And this is the Hierophant card in this deck. And you have the Lapis Lazuli crystal. Okay. Pile 4, you have the Holly King. That's the Emperor card in this deck. And you have the Serpentine crystal. And pile 5, you have Matrona. That's the Empress card in this deck. Okay. And you have the green Aventurine. Okay, I am going to see you in your pile. All right. And I don't edit my readings, so I'm just going to go ahead and move these to the side. Where am I actually going to move them to? Haha, this is more than, oh, okay, here we go. I got it. This is more piles than I normally have. Okay, but this is fun. I'm looking forward to this. Let's see what we get. Okay. Pile 1, if you chose the Magus card, the Magician, let's see, what will your future spouse look like? Okay, and yellow jade, the yellow jade crystal is associated with self-confidence, courage, and abundance. So your future spouse is someone who has a lot of creative energy and a lot of confidence. This is someone who creates their life the way that they want it to be. This person could be an Aries or Gemini or have Aries or Gemini placements. This person is lucky or self-sufficient. This person is self-actualized, very talented. Okay, now let's see. I'm going to get into, I'm going to use my handwritten deck. Thank you. Self-conscious, foreign, capable, yes, very capable. Your future spouse may currently, right now, be immature. So if you're not together with this person now, it may be because they're still going through a period of maturing. Physical descriptors of pile 1's future spouse, please. They also may be younger than you. They are from a different country or a very different culture. They have a different background than you. This person is confident in their capabilities, but may still be self-conscious about getting attention. That's what I'm getting. Okay. For some of you, your future spouse, and only take it if it resonates. For some of you, your future spouse is a woman because look at every single card that came out here. We're talking about physical descriptors. All of these are women. So your future spouse is likely to have long brown hair or dirty blonde hair, or one of these ladies has blonde hair. So yeah, blonde, dark blonde, brown hair. That's what we're getting. Also potentially wavy hair or brown locks. Okay. Your future spouse could be from a different ethnic background than you, or they could be multiracial. I'm getting medium to tall height. They're more of an introvert. They also may be a Virgo. So I'm getting Aries, Gemini, Virgo. Okay, anything else? Yeah, let's try this deck. Physical description of pile one's person. Yep, once again, we have a woman with dark blonde or brown hair, long. She's a little bit more on the slender side. She has a nice bone structure. And this could be perhaps not gendered, but I mean, if this is your masculine person, then they would have long brown hair and a more delicate bone structure. So take it as it resonates. And if you're like, I don't want to marry somebody who looks like that, then you can go ahead and pick a different pile and just take it as a fun reading. Take it with a grain of salt if it doesn't resonate, but this is what I'm getting. Okay. All right. Anything else? Yeah. Also, by the way, if we read, so we're asking about physical descriptors, but if we read these cards as they are, this is someone who is on a journey because this is somebody who's been saddled with a lot of responsibility and pain at a young age. This person may have had to take on a caretaking role at a young age. So either they had children at a young age, or maybe they were parentified or something. But this is someone who has overcome obstacles, overcome challenges, and is rising up victorious. Yeah, this is really cool. Yeah, okay, and then do we have anything else that we want to? Oh, yeah. Okay. Physical, physical traits of pile one's future spouse, please. Physical traits of pile one's future spouse. Aw. Yeah, for some of you, this person could be tall. Okay, and they're not giving me any more like specific physical traits here. But this is definitely somebody who has sort of rebuilt themselves or brought themselves back. They're an inspiration to other people. And this person has a very warm heart. They have this beautiful aura, and they are known for being a warm, loving friend, or just a person to know. Okay. So pile one, that is your future spouse. Take it as it resonates, take it or leave it. Pick a different pile if you want to, um, or whatever you want to do. Thank you for watching. And if you're more interested about, who your future spouse might be, go ahead and check out one of my other readings too, because they go into way more detail with everything else. This is definitely very different. Okay, thank you guys. See you later. And we're just gonna get ready for pile two. Oops, I'm dropping crystals. There we go. All right. Pile two, welcome to your reading if you chose Father Christmas. That is the Hermit card. And chocolate calcite. The chocolate calcite is associated with energies of grounding, nurturing, soothing. So these are the energies of your future spouse, and they could be a Virgo or a Virgo rising, moon in Virgo. So definitely getting Virgo energy here. Your future spouse is very stable, secure, grounded energy, a very nurturing person, someone who people rely on, a very good friend. This person actually could be a friend to you or could be a relationship that starts out as a friendship. This person is very balanced and protective and peaceful. That's what I'm getting right away. And we're just focusing on physical traits this time. So if you want to get into more of the details about what might happen, what your future spouse might be like, I would definitely invite you to choose one of my other readings. Yes, definitely a Virgo. This person is wound up a little tight, but let's see if we can ask for some physical descriptors of pile two's future spouse, please. Physical descriptors. Okay. This is someone who you may meet when you're involved in something political or they're really into politics. And it may be politics as associated to like, um, I don't know, advocating for people's rights. Okay. It could be, yeah, it could be like civil rights or something. Regressed. Hmm. That could still have something to do with that. This person is very influential. This is a very compassionate person. This person could be a mom, or they just have a very nurturing energy. But I want to ask, I need to know physical traits. Regressed. What does regressed mean? Actually, I'm just curious. What does regressed mean? Clarify. What do you mean by regressed? This person is going through a hard time at the time that you meet them. They may not be at their best, actually. They're like before the glow up. Regressed. Tell me about regressed, please. What is meant by regressed, please? Thank you. Opportunity. That's so funny. Okay, in some businesses, like corporate talk, they'll say, um, instead of saying that there's a problem or an issue, they'll say this is an area of opportunity. So this is what I'm getting, regress. This is an area of opportunity. This person is in a process of kind of being in between things or maybe sort of rebuilding their life, probably around the time that you meet them. But it means that they're not going to stay in that position. So this is probably somebody that you're friends with first, and you're going to see them probably going through something, I'm guessing. We'll come back to these cards. I was just curious about, what they meant by that. But I would really like to ask specifically, I need to know what this person looks like physically for pile two. What does pile two's future spouse look like physically? No, physically. What does pile two's future spouse look like physically, please? What do they look like? Working class? Okay. Okay. So that may be the way that they carry themselves, the way that they dress, is very military. Okay. Inspiring. Okay. And influential. Okay. Okay. But I would really like to know. Oh, they may have that style of haircut, like very short, tight haircut. What do they look like physically, please? That's so funny. These two kept coming out. They came out before and I put them away because I was trying to just hone in on on what they look like, but they wanted to come out again, so they popped out again. Sensitive. I don't know why they're saying they physically look like they're sensitive and poor. We have poor, working class, regressed. I don't know, guys. If you don't want this pile, you can absolutely definitely pick a different pile. But this person might be in the process of building themselves up at the time that you meet them, or maybe that's where they're at currently in their life. Let me know if this resonates with anybody. What do they look like physically, please? Physical traits, please, of pile two's future spouse. Physical traits? Yeah, fussy, particular, that kind of goes along with uptight. I'm trying to see if I'm getting any physical traits for pile two, please. For beautiful. Okay, this is somebody who's very attractive. I'm splitting the deck right now. Hazel eyes. Okay, they have hazel eyes. We have opportunist and opportunity. I'm not reading that in a negative way. I just think this is somebody who is in a oh, and then we have wealthy. Okay, that's what I was getting, kind of not wealthy. I wasn't getting wealthy, but if I'm looking at regressed, opportunity, opportunist, poor here, and wealthy, I think this person is in the process of building themselves up at the time that you meet them. This is somebody that you might have known for a while, but what do they look like? And then we got entrepreneur. Yeah, that's what I think. Long hair, but then we had potentially short hair, so take it as it resonates. Short, this person might be short. Okay. Okay. And I'm gonna go here. Okay, show me what pile two's future spouse looks like, please. What does pile two's future spouse look like? That's so funny. They're hiding this person's physical appearance from you. This deck is full of pictures of people, representations of what people look like. And this is one of the few cards that does not show what somebody looks like. Hmm. Can you show us anything about what pile two's future spouse looks like? Okay. Hmm. They could have dark hair, they could have darker skin, they could have um very sort of elegant, sculpted, slightly thicker eyebrows. Okay, so that's a possibility. That could be what your future spouse looks like. If we get anything from this deck. What does pile two's future spouse look like? No, no, they don't want to show us. All right. Well, I'm going to stop there then. If you're not happy with this reading, go ahead and pick a different pile, or know that um it is being withheld from you at this time. So whatever you want to do, if that doesn't resonate, then go ahead and pick a different pile. Or if you feel like that makes sense and you know that you're not supposed to know what they look like yet, then go with that. But anyway, thank you for watching my reading. Thank you for giving it a try, and hopefully I will see you in another reading. Okay. Thank you, pile two. And we're just going to get ready for pile three. Pile three, welcome to your reading. Thank you so much for being here. Let's see if we can figure out, what does your future spouse look like physically? What does pile three's future? Oh, wait, we gotta do the crystal. Gotta do the crystal. Okay, Lapis Lazuli. Okay, so okay, and we had the Hierophant too. Okay, so your future spouse is very wise and they're probably older. They may be older than you, or you may meet your future spouse when you both are older. They're also an excellent communicator, very creative. They're successful in their life. They've achieved some level of success in their career. This is somebody who's overcome anxiety, or they may have had a little bit of a nervous personality in some way, but they've overcome it, and they have very strong connections in their life. They have strong emotional intelligence. They're very honest. Okay, that's nice. Let's see what we can get physically. Please tell us physically, what does pile three's future spouse look like? Thank you. I'm only looking for physical traits, please. Physical traits. Physical traits, please. Physical traits of pile 3's future spouse, please. Physical traits. Domestic goddess. I'm not accepting, no, I'm not accepting that. Because last time in pile 2, we got very few physical traits. And so I'm not even going to go there. I'm just going to look for physical traits. And if you want to know more details about your future spouse, please check out one of my other readings. This is kind of an experimental reading. I want to see if I can get just physical traits this time. Physical traits of pile 3's future spouse, please. What do they look like? No, I don't like that. Okay. Let's try this. Oh, okay, no, let's try this one. This is what I'm getting. Okay. Can you show me what does pile 3's future spouse look like, please? What does pile 3's future spouse look like, please? Physically. Thank you. Okay, we have these 2 cards. So your future spouse could be a feminine, but not necessarily. They may have long or medium to long dark hair. They may be slender. What does pile 3's future spouse look like, please? What do they look like? Okay, and we have, again, feminine with brown hair or a feminine who has short black hair. And we do have dark, medium, light skin. So we have different skin tones here. I'm also getting tall. They may be tall. What does pile 3's future spouse look like? What does pile 3's future spouse look like? They could have reddish brown hair. Okay, and here we have a man with reddish brown hair. They could have curly hair. If they're a man or if they can have facial hair, they may wear facial hair. Show me what pile 3's future spouse looks like, please. Oh, tell me to switch decks, okay. What does pile 3's future spouse look like, please? Okay, so here we have together. You guys look cute together. Okay. Yeah, you guys are cute together. Okay, so some people watching this pile have a masculine and some people watching this pile have a feminine. If you have a masculine, he has a reddish brown or dark colored hair. He's more on the slender side and he's about medium height, probably, okay? And if you have a feminine, she has probably dark hair and she's probably more on the slender side and she's either medium height or probably taller, probably. That's what I'm getting, okay? What does pile 3's future spouse look like? Can you show me what pile 3's future spouse might look like? Interesting. You might be into feet. You might like how this person's feet look. So only take that if it resonates. But also they're letting you know that the way that they look isn't going to be as important as obviously as the fact that they are the perfect fit for your life, for you and for your life. Yeah, so if the shoe fits. Okay. That said, and this reading is really just for fun. They always are, but this one even more so than usual. And we may have red hair. Okay, so we did get that before, kind of a reddish hair. So if your future spouse could have red hair potentially. Red hair, dark hair, brown hair. Okay, guys, I'm gonna leave that there. Yeah, just, this person you're gonna love the way that they look. If you've set an intention of something that you visualize, then that's probably what they look like, okay? Because we see the intention. And either way, though, you're going to be very, very happy together with this person. And that's the most important thing. And if you want more details about what your future spouse might be like or what your life with your future spouse might be like, go ahead and check out one of my other readings because some of those are very detailed. Okay, thank you so much, guys, for being here with me today. Bye. Pile 4, welcome to your reading. If you chose the Holly King, that's the Emperor card, and the Serpentine crystal, this is your reading. The Serpentine crystal is associated with confidence, protection, regeneration, and also resolving conflicts peacefully. Your future spouse is a leader. They are, I need this to focus. Okay, they are a leader. They're very confident. They are skilled at creating peaceful win-win situations. They may have a little extra weight or have like a more curvy body. Let me see what I'm getting physically. What does pile 4's future spouse? They may also be someone who has dealt with health challenges. This person has a very warm appearance. Okay, and I'm just putting some of these, yeah, and then we got couch potato. That's so funny on the bottom of the deck. Yeah, this person could have a little bit of a rounder appearance. I'm just looking for physical traits this time. This person may have something unusual about how they look. There might be something a little bit unusual. Yeah, because we also got eccentric. So yes, there's something different, something different. They may have something about how they look that's a little bit different. Okay, just looking for physical traits, please. Pile 4, future spouse. They look very professional, this person. We have great with computers, engineer, fine, I'll take it, but I'm really, okay, we got cute. This person is cute. I'm really just looking for physical traits, please. Okay. Physical traits of pile 4's future spouse. Okay, it could be a different background than you. So you two could be from different ethnicities or different backgrounds, or you just look very different. You may have a very different skin tone than each other. Oops, I dropped a lot. Okay. One moment. Oh. Okay. For some of you, this person has blonde hair. For some of you, this person has brown hair. Those were a little hard to get. Okay, so for some of you, this person has darker skin and and you have lighter skin or vice versa. So take it as it resonates. One of you has lighter skin, one of you has darker skin. Yes, and then here again, we have somebody with blonde hair and somebody with dark brown hair together. So that could be what the two of you look like. Also, you could be LGBTQ. Yeah, and somebody with blonde hair. Okay, so take that as it resonates. What does pile four's future spouse look like physically, please? You think they look really hot, just so you know. You are very attracted to how this person looks. You think they're really cute. Okay, what does this person look like physically, though? Physically, what does this person look like, please? What does pile four's future spouse look like physically? Okay, they could be somebody with lighter skin and brown hair or dark blonde hair. That's for somebody. Again, similar thing. What does this person look like, please? What does pile four's future spouse look like, please, physically? Or that could be you. Take that as it resonates. Okay. Only looking for fit. Oh, we need to switch decks. That's what they're saying. Can you show me what pile four's future spouse looks like, please? They're telling me to split the deck. Yeah. Okay, so we split the deck to here. That came out before. That means that some of you aren't meant to know, you weren't meant to know exactly what they look like. Then we get this card next. So for some of you, this person has dark hair, beautiful, sort of sculpted eyebrows, or maybe that's what's unusual is that they have very beautiful eyebrows. Like they have a very noticeable and like emphasized eyebrow shape. They also may have very beautiful shapely lips. They may have a cute nose, something unusual or different about their nose. But that's not exactly how your future spouse is going to look because they're, yeah, they're saying that it kind of depends. They're saying that your future spouse is going to look different than you. Specifically, okay, this is interesting. I'm getting this now too. When they said unusual and eccentric, they're also highlighting that this person just looks different than you. Anything else about what pile four's future spouse might physically look like, please? Anything else? Okay. I think that your future spouse is likely to look like one of these, okay, but could be masculine, feminine, man, woman. Oh, also these. This is what I'm being told. One of these is more what you look like, and one of these is more like what your future spouse looks like. That's what I'm being given. Okay. All right. I hope that that was helpful or fun or whatever you needed it to be. This is definitely a different reading. I've never done this before. Don't know if I'll ever do it again. So if you want more specific information about what I'm picking up on in your future spouse's energies, then please choose one of my other piles where I go into more details on literally everything else, okay? All right, thank you so much for being here with me today, pile four, and have a great rest of your day, okay? And then I'm just going to go into pile five. Okay. Pile five, welcome to your reading. If you chose the Matrona card, which is the Empress, and the green Aventurine. The green Aventurine is associated, it's not picking up at all. There we go. The green Aventurine is associated with abundance, prosperity, good luck, good fortune, also creativity and innovation, and personal and professional ambition. Your future spouse is a successful and ambitious person, possibly a feminine person, but that could be you. So let's see what we get, okay? They also could be an Aries or a Leo. Very creative, imaginative person. Hazel eyes. Or I'm also getting they could have gray eyes. So greenish blue, greenish brown, or grayish eyes. Your future spouse is short. What does pile five's future spouse look like specifically, physically, please? Okay. What does pile five's future spouse? I'm skipping any of the cards that are not physical traits. We're just looking at physically, please. Okay, we have charming, a little bit dramatic, very chill, dramatic and chill. Oh, they're sort of like not dramatic. It's more like they're very expressive in the way that they sort of convey themselves, but they're also pretty chill, okay? What does pile five's future spouse look like, please? What does pile five's future spouse look like, please? Okay. They could have dark skin. They could have brown or brownish reddish hair. Okay. They could have shorter hair, but I'm definitely getting Aries, Leo energy. Yeah, this person is very creative and very fun. This is a really fun person. Very grounded, yes. But I'm just looking for, okay. If you have, okay, some of you may have a future spouse who's non-binary or non-gender conforming. Only take that if it resonates. For some of you, your future spouse looks very pretty, whether they're masculine or feminine. If your future spouse is a masculine, they have a very pretty face, a very beautiful, elegant look to them, okay? Your future spouse also could be older when you meet them. They may have white hair or graying hair, or they may be graying at a young age. Some people start getting gray hair when they're very, very young. So that could be a trait that your future spouse has, is that even though they're younger, they still have graying hair. Also, this could be the two of you. So one of you may look more like one of these. One of you may look more like the other card. Okay, for some of you, your future spouse could have black hair. They could be of Asian descent or indigenous or Hispanic. Again, with the white hair. So when you meet, one of you may have white hair. If your future spouse is a masculine, I think they are older. They have white or graying hair and they have a beard. And if that's the case, you may have medium brown, red, or black hair. This person also has that sort of brownish reddish hair. So somebody may have brownish reddish hair. Anything else about what pile five's person looks like physically, please? Okay, and this lady also has that brown, that reddish brownish hair. That's like brown, but with red tone to it. So that could be you or your person. I'm getting that pile five, if you are in the feminine, you probably have medium brown or reddish brown hair or black hair, and your future spouse is going to be older and have graying or white hair and facial hair or a beard, okay? Or you may be non-binary, okay? If you are in the masculine, then you're probably having the graying hair yourself, and your future spouse looks like one of these people. Okay? So take that as it resonates. And remember, this is so much just for fun. But please let me know if it resonates because I'm just curious. I'm only looking for cards today that will show physical descriptors. So let's see. Okay, yes, somebody's future spouse is Asian or has the black hair. So if you could potentially have like be Latina maybe, but you might still look like this. So take it as it resonates. Yeah, and this is again the brownish reddish hair. Somebody may have brownish reddish hair, somebody may have black hair. And somebody may be black or they may have dreads. Somebody may have black hair. Okay, so this is what they're giving me. Pile five, your future spouse looks like one of these people. And probably you will see yourself here somewhere looking like one of these people, and then your future spouse is going to be the one who looks like one of the other people. Take it as it resonates. Let me know if any of this made sense or resonated at all. I'm really super curious to hear if any of this resonates with you guys. This was kind of an experiment, and I will be back next week with one of my normal readings where I'm going to be going into more detail, okay? All right. Thank you so much for tuning in. I do invite you, by the way, to watch one of my other readings if you're interested in more details. I definitely go into a lot more details in my other readings. All right. Thank you so much, guys. I will see you in another reading. Take care. Bye.